What's up, you guys? Kirsty Snyder here, ready to rock for Teachable Tuesday. It is the 20th of February here at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you're catching the replay from teachabletuesdayreplays.com, congrats on being here. You are in the right spot for the right training at the right time with the right compensation plan. We are so thrilled to have you here. So make sure to pay attention to everything that we go through tonight. Congrats on being here and taking the time for the replay. And then on top of that, please put into practice the things that we talk about because it is in preparation for what's happening on the 27th of February, and you do not want to miss out. So congrats on being here. Please pay full attention and reference the document below this video inside of the description for anything that we go over tonight. That way you can maximize every piece of what you learn tonight. Now, I'm going to let everyone in and we'll get rocking. Congrats on being here. All right. Love it, you guys. When you can hear and see me, please put a 2 in the chat, and then we'll get started here in just a moment. Put a 2 in the chat if you can hear and see me, and then we'll get rocking here in just a sec. All right, keep the 2s coming in. Love it. And let me know what city, state, or what country you are tuning in from. I would love to know where you are in the world because, of course, this is a global online business. This is something that you are not restricted to as far as making money, earning and learning wherever you are in the world. Okay. I'm going to be spitting some serious fire tonight. I'm going to be going fast on purpose because I want you to be able to watch the replay because you've got time to do that. And there are very specific things that we're going to be talking about tonight that are incredibly important to what is happening on the 27th of February. Okay, mark your calendar right now. 27th of February, that's a week from right now. It will be on Teachable Tuesday, but it will be different than what we normally do. And we're going to be talking about that tonight. Okay, now do me a favor. For those of you who, let's say this is your first time, let's say this is your 5th time on Teachable Tuesday. 1 to 5 times ever being here, please put a 5 in the comments for me right now. If this is your first time, this is your 5th time, let's say you've been here for about a month, let's say it's your 2nd time, whatever, just put a 5 in the comments for me, okay? I love the fact that you're here. I want to acknowledge you on being here on purpose, learning and earning, being able to maximize what in the world you just got involved with, okay? And for those of you who've been here longer than a month and say this is your first, 2nd, 5th time, I want to congratulate you on being here as well because you get to be here on purpose. You get to train on purpose. And the things that we're going to cover tonight are going to be our direct reflection for how tenacious you are over the next 7 days. I mean, really the next 12 days. You guys okay with that? Just put the word 12 if that's okay with you. And then we're going to dive into what I mean by that. So don't stress out yet. I'm going to be covering exactly what I mean by the next 12 days and why it's super important and super critical that you pay very close attention tonight. Okay. Now, I want to ask because I love this question. I want you to come full circle with me at the end for what you said at the very beginning. Okay. If you could make a certain amount of money within the next 12 days, how much would you like to make? Just put a comment for me right now. You guys are going to say something anywhere between, give or take $500 to 10 grand. That's typically what happens. Now I want you to ask yourself, if within a 12-day time period, you could make the number that you just put down, $5,000, $2,000, $450, $10,000, $2,000, $500, what would that mean for you? No filter. What's the first word that comes to mind? Because for you to go make another $1,100 from now to less than 2 weeks from now, say 12 days from now, I want you to want that so badly that the things that you learn tonight, the next 7 days leading up to something specific, and then 5 days after that, so a 12-day total, that you are relieved, paying your bills with peace rather than aggravation. Okay? Write this down if you're a note taker. Then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. I'm going to go really fast. And I want you guys to watch the replay. That's going to be like a specific thing. You're going to want to watch the replay, even if you're live with me now. Okay. Write this down if you're a note taker. If you're an affirmation type of person, this is something super, super incredible for you to really understand. I want you to take it home. I want you to take it to heart. I want you to go tell your family, your friends, your dog about it. Because when you understand this sentence, you will make whatever you just said in the comments. Anywhere between like $450 to $1,100 to $10,000. Okay. I want you to be making so much money that you forget it's payday. So I want you to write this down if you're a note taker. Okay. I make plenty. I forget it's payday. Just let that sink in for a sec. If you always made plenty, not I make enough, because enough could be, making it paycheck to paycheck. I made enough. No, I want you to make plenty, meaning if you had a bowl, I want it to be running over. I want you to think of your money, the impact that you have for the people that you are supposed to connect with. I want you to think of that money, that direct reflection of impact for the person maybe you've not met yet. I want you to think of it being a faucet of water that never turns off. If you always had enough money and it always was dripping in your favor, so to speak, right? And you forgot it was payday, what would that mean for you? Because there are a lot of you guys out there, a lot of people that maybe you're talking to right now who they are making it paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes they're making not paycheck to paycheck. They're in a position, I was too at one point, only 2.5 years ago, by the way. I was at a point in my life where I felt like I was holding my breath until payday. Like down to the time that a paycheck hit my account, I needed that paycheck. It was such a big deal. And now, based on everything that we've created together since 2.5 years ago, some of you have been around the block with me since then. I forget it's payday because I always have plenty. And I want that to be the same for you. This is what TFT is. This is what TFT does. When you do it accordingly to the recipes, to the formulas that you have inside of your training, when you show up to Teachable Tuesday and you're intentionally here for Mindset Monday, for Focus Friday, for catching the replay, for doing the thing we talk about, short form videos, leads on your app, using the DM formula, when you actually do those things and you build up that craft, that skill set, you will be in a position where you make plenty so you forget that it's payday. Is that fair to say? Is that where you guys want to be? Just put yes if that's you, okay? Because that's why I do what I do. That is why you have TFT. This business, before I decided to even enroll with Daniel in our previous company, I told him no for like 2 weeks. Because I didn't want to be the old traditional way of like, hurry up and make money online, hurry and get lucky, lottery ticket mentality. I sat on it for 2 weeks because I just wasn't sure. And then the funnel team was created because I could not have it be where it was just like everything else. So please understand the things that we talk about tonight are in literal direct reflection over the next 7 to 12 days for you to go get the amount of money that you guys just commented. Comment it again. How much do you want to make in 12 days? If you could just write yourself a paycheck, how much would it be? $10,000, $2,500, $1,100, $450, $1,000, $3,000. Okay, cool. So as we go through things tonight, pinpoint exact moments, exact action steps for what it is you're truly, honestly, genuinely willing to do to get there within a 12-day time period. Okay? Is that fair? Just put the word fair if you're okay with that. Okay? Now, if you guys haven't guessed already, which maybe you have, we are doing a team webinar next Tuesday. What that means for you, a team webinar is where on Teachable Tuesday, rather than you registering at our normal Teachable Tuesday link, you will be registering yourself and your leads, your prospects, people you've talked with a month ago, yesterday, this morning, someone who you find tonight, someone who direct messages you tomorrow. You will be inviting them to come to this webinar in replace of Teachable Tuesday next week. So still 8 p.m. Eastern, still exactly what we're doing tonight. But instead of us teaching people like you who are already in the funnel team, who already have GFU as the fulfillment company, you get to invite your leads. And you're going to do that by doing the DM formula of what we'll talk about tonight. Does that make sense? Yes or no? And then I'll move on. Okay. Typically, Teachable Tuesday, like what, 90% of the time, it is only for active paying members of the funnel team with fulfillment company of GFU, right? It's not for leads and prospects. It's for people who are already involved with the business. So when we do a team webinar, it's an overview presentation taught live for what it is we do, how a person can get involved. There's a very specific direct call to action at the end to get back with the person who invited you here. Meaning, if Cindy goes and invites guy named Billy Bob shows up, Billy Bob's ready. Cindy is going to follow the instruction, the DM formula concepts tonight so that Billy Bob can be there. He can be attentive, he can be present, and he can want to enroll right as soon as the webinar is over next week. Does that make sense? Just put the word yes if that's okay. Okay. I'm going to be asking that a lot tonight because I don't want to move on to any certain piece or any section until you're like, okay, team webinar, I get to invite leads and prospects. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to show you right now. You're going to have clonable content. Hey, get on my live training. Hey, who wants to come? You're going to have clonable content for, yes, we will have a replay. Yes, there are specific things to make it so it's urgent for someone to get in, to be there either before, meaning they enroll before Tuesday next week. They enroll right after the training next week. And then you have a 5-day time period, at least based on my proof, my data, 5 days to really, really maximize the replay after it's taught live. Make sense? Just put the word make sense if you feel me. Okay. The team webinar is something super important because it allows you to let an expert do the selling and telling for you. Just like your video sales letters, just like when you say, hey, Billy Bob, go to workwithcindy.com. Billy Bob hits that funnel. It's someone, Daniel, for example, teaching, showing, telling, and selling for you on your behalf rather than you having to be versed in it. Next week, we are going to have a special guest. It is not going to be me. It's not Bill. It's not Daniel. Next week will be someone who is a 6-figure weekly earner in GFU. And they'll be doing the selling and telling for you. Make sense? Yeah? Okay, good. Now, let me see if I can pull this up here. This is what I want you to understand as we dive into the meat and potatoes, okay? The more people that you can get registered for next week, for Teachable Tuesday, our team webinar, someone else, an expert doing the selling and telling for you. So you can go get sales. So they want your affiliate link. So they know exactly who to talk with because they heard from you, your indirect contact with them. Okay. The more people you can get on the webinar next week, the more sales you'll have leading up to it, the more sales you'll have day of that night. You better just plan to stay up and close mad amounts of sales. Okay. The morning after when we have the replay, and then from Wednesday till about Sunday, you're going to have a lot of momentum with leads, even in maximizing the replay. But you're going to need to put on your big girl panties. You're going to need to posture up and you're going to need to make it about you, although you have the funnel team and GFU as a valuable asset. But it needs to be about you. People want to come to you afterward because you sent them the registration. They want your enrollment link. Does that make sense? Just put the word make sense if you feel me. Okay. As always. Let me add in a couple more people and then I'm going to share this document here. Okay. Let's see. You guys ready for the document? Just put the word document in the comments if you are. Okay. Going to share this right now. Yes, I'm going to share this in the comments right now. And yes, for those on the replay, this is in the description underneath this video. literally just underneath the video on teachabletuesdayreplays.com. Okay. All right. Gonna share this, put it to in the chat if you guys can see this. Okay, let me just pull up my chat here. Okay. So this is where you're going to go. This is what all the leads are going to get from you. Yes, you can send it directly as the Zoom webinar. Please pay attention because this is where I'm going to go fast. You can use getourfreesystem.com. Okay, getourfreesystem.com right here to register. You can register yourself right now by going to getourfreesystem.com. You can also go right here and get registered. I'll actually put that in the comments so you guys can get registered now. Remember, this is not just for yourself. This is for your leads. This is for your prospects, whether you talked to them yesterday, this morning, or an hour from now, tomorrow, next week, whatever, the day of, the hour before, register them, but do it in this correct process. Don't just spam a bunch of people your link. Let me be very clear. If you think that you're going to just post on Facebook, register for my live training, I want you to consider how in the world you're going to track that. Because Zoom does not have a way to say, Cindy sent this person, and Marcelino sent this person, and David sent this person. If you want the sale based on your efforts, your short form videos, your direct messages, there's a formula that we're about to discuss for how to make sure that the person you're chatting with knows you're the contact, how they're registered without you just spamming your link to them. So don't, as an example, okay, just an example, don't just send your link out on Facebook as a post and be like, come to my live video. How are you going to track that? Does that make sense? Just put the word makes sense if you feel me, okay? Any questions on that? If you do, speak now. Well, I guess type now. Don't take yourself off mute. If you have any questions on that, oh, well, why can't I just post on Facebook? Let me know right now. Okay. And then I'll move on here. And let me add a couple more people in, make sure that we aren't missing anybody. Okay. So you can go to getourfreesystem.com to get registered for those on the replay and those beyond the 27th. If you weren't here for the 20th, you were not here for the 27th, that's okay. This still is going to be applicable to you because it still talks about the DM formula. Just know that you can now use the replay, and the replay will be uploaded. No. Where is it? Oh, man. Once they're registered, it'll be uploaded under this section for will there be a replay. I will put after the 27th. Okay, once we have the replay, so give or take the 28th morning, next Wednesday morning, or that night, it depends. But I will put it right here, okay, right under this piece here. Is that okay? Just put the word yes if that's okay. Because obviously we don't have the replay yet. But for those in the future, for the next 5 days after the live training happens, to maximize the replay, we're going to have a specific funnel for you with your site name at the end, your affiliate ID, so someone could hit that funnel. They could watch the replay from an expert doing the selling and telling for you. And then when they go to enroll, you get the affiliate commission. Does that make sense? And if it does not, please ask a question now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Okay. So the point of the team webinar, we kind of already covered that. You guys can reread it as needed. Here's a lot of different ways for current leads for engagement. Now, I'm not going to read all of them. I'm going to breeze through it because you guys are smart. You can read yourself, obviously, but pick one that stands out for you. Whatever one sounds like you, feel free to edit and change it however you wish, but please understand that these examples, all right here, these are for current leads. So say Billy Bob you talked with earlier today. Hey, Billy Bob, I'm holding a live training next Tuesday about supplementing your income. Do you want to come? Notice that all of these have what? A question at the end. It has a question at the end. It's not just, hey, David, Kirsty here. I'm teaching about, making money next week. What would David send back? Oh, cool, dude. Don't care. Like, you have to ask a question if you want a result. Make sense? And some of them include the date, some of them do not. Some of them say next Tuesday. Some of them say, I'm holding a live webinar tomorrow. Obviously, don't say tomorrow if it's not the 26th. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to edit and change the way that you see fit. Just understand that there is a formula to all of them. Okay. I'm holding a live webinar. I'd love to see you there. I'm doing it, right? Because we're going to posture up. You're not saying, oh, some expert guy is going to, do stuff and teach you. Like, no, you have to own the authority. Okay. I'm holding a webinar about how to work from home. I'm holding a webinar and have another dozen spots. Do you want one of them? Right? You follow the formula. These are just examples. Feel free to edit and change the way that you see fit. These are for current leads. So, Billy Bob that you talked with today, Helga, who you talked with a month ago, there are ways to engage that lead, even if it's been a month or it's been 3 hours. It's just a matter of you putting in the right information for them wanting to respond back. Does that make sense? Let me know. For new leads. So say you go to the clonable piece of content that I have for you tonight. Ha, you're welcome. Say you put out a video tonight and you get Billy Bob and Helga who are like, yo, I want to come. Do not, let me be very clear. Do not comment getourfreesystem.com back to them. Make them, have them, please have your call to action be to either text you directly or to direct message you on whatever platform it is. Now, keep in mind, if someone comments on TikTok or someone messages you on TikTok, it's not a click and go thing. So a tip I would have would be when you say, yep, Billy Bob, go to getourfreesystem.com to get registered now. Please capitalize the beginning letter of every word, get our free system. So the G, right? Forget our, the O. Does that make sense? Because it's easily readable. If it's not a click and go thing, it's easily readable. Plus, you can't copy and paste something like this. I mean, this, if you want to send it, from Zoom, that's fine. Hear me. On Facebook, you send too many Zoom links, it will block you from messaging. You send too many of this in one swing, say you have like 30 people who message you and say, I want to come, I want to come. You might end up putting like an asterisk instead of the actual period and tell them to type it in themselves and get registered that way. But please understand, no one's going to actually go to that. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, let me type in US02 web.zoom.us slash, that's why we have the domain. Does that make sense? Let me know. Let's go down here. So for new leads, let's say Billy Bob and Helga message you, they text you, whatever your call to action, they say, yo, I want to come. Or they don't know about your live webinar. They comment on a reel that you posted a day ago. You can either send them the normal VSL, meaning whatever your domain from your fast start guide, workwithdavid.com, that lands on either our 20-minute video funnel or our 48-minute video funnel. You can send them there, or up to your discretion. If you want them to attend a live training, here are some examples for what you could say to that. This one, for example, depending when a person comments on an old reel, on an old video, whatever, you can ask what they prefer. Hey, do you want a recent replay, an overview I already have, or do you want to come live? Some people will say they want both. Awesome. Let them decide. Does that make sense? And again, you guys can bend and shape and edit as you see fit, but please understand, again, there's a formula to it. Hey, Billy Bob, excited to chat with you about working at home. So say you get a lead on your app, name Helga. Hey, Helga, excited to chat with you about working at home. You're in luck. There's a webinar tomorrow or next week or in an hour or whenever the time frame is, depending when you get that Helga lead, about how to make extra money from home for each month, for however you want to edit it. Okay. Do you want to come? There's always a question. Why? Because you want them in the realm of responding to you. If you just keep it open like a dot, 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 what do they send back? A gold star? They're like, cool, dude, don't care, right? If you want a result of, yes, I want to come, yes, I want to get registered, you need to ask for that. Does that make sense? This one I love, so please pay attention. There are 3 different situations for it, and it depends how you want to answer. Say you post a Facebook reel and it says something like, "Hey, register now, spots are filling up. Can't wait to teach you about working at home," whatever. You guys will have clonable content for that, so don't stress. When Billy Bob comments on your reel, or he messages you directly, or he texts you directly and says, "I can't make it," or "Hey, what time is it out? Shoot, I'm at work. I can't make it," whatever, is there gonna be a replay? Here are 3 examples for what you can say about that. I personally love this one because I want them to know they need to take it seriously. If you're at work and you honestly can't come, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. We are global. There are some people that's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. for them, right? But when you use a takeaway approach of will there be a replay and you say something like, Billy Bob, the demand for this is so high, I actually don't know if there will be a replay. But if that changes, registrants will be the first to know. Why? Because when a person registers on Zoom, we have their email. We then use those emails and send all those people who registered the replay the next day anyway on your behalf. Does that make sense? And it will be custom to you so that you get the affiliate link. You get the affiliate commission. It goes to you if it's set up correctly on your end. Make sense? Personally, I love this one because I'm, bold in that type of way, but you can also use this important, meaning, Billy Bob messages you and says, "Hey, David, I'd love to come, but I'm not sure I can make it. I've got this, that going on with my kids, whatever." Totally understand, Billy Bob. The demand for this is so high, there's going to be a huge need for the replay. I'd say get registered now so you have first dibs on when that replay goes out. Are you ready for the link? Or are you ready to register? Or do you want to fill out the link now? Whatever it is, make sure to ask a question. You guys feel me? And then this one, say, for example, Billy Bob comments on one of your videos on TikTok. He says, "Hey, I'd love to come, but I'm actually, that's 2 a.m. my time. I can't make it, whatever." Here's something you can say. Getting registered gives you first dibs on the replay if it does go out afterward. Just depends if we have available team spots after it's done. Meaning, hey, you really want to be there. We might have availability, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be full. But you also get first dibs if there's still open availability. Do you want to fill out the registration link now? And if they reply back, say this is in the comment section. This is not a direct message. This is not a text message. It's not one-to-one yet. If they respond back and say yes, or in a comment section, you could say, text me if you want to register, DM me if you want to register. The intent, hear me when I say this, you guys, this is a big takeaway for tonight. The intent of the team webinar is to have people message you directly, whether that be a Facebook direct message, that be Instagram, that be a TikTok message, that be literally on your short form video, you put your cell phone number. For those of you who are scared about putting your cell phone number, okay, cool, go get a Google Voice number. But the reality is, if you're using your app, they have your number eventually anyway, right? If they hit your funnel. So don't be scared about that. Be in posture, be in authority position, and you're not going to have people who are like, "Oh, I'm a weirdo and I just want to like send you weird messages." That's not going to happen. I can't even tell you once it's happened to me. So be okay to connect with people directly because all of you guys are here based on personal connection with someone who's probably also here. Is that fair to say? Just put the word fair if that's okay. Okay. I love the replay because, yes, of course, we know we're going to have a replay, but no, they don't need to know that. And we want to be able to automatically follow up for you on your behalf with your affiliate link and them watching the replay. Someone else doing the selling and telling for you. So this one is my favorite, but as always, please, use whatever makes most sense for you, your personality, the communication that you're having with whatever lead. Okay. If someone, say you post a video tonight and Huey just commented, so I'll use his name. Say Huey comments and says, or he messages you and says, Hey, do I have to wait till Tuesday? Do you have anything for me now? Or let's say he can't make it and he's like, hey, do you have a different video? Whatever. You can say something like this. You guys can read. Okay. Um, the webinar that we do have right now, that's one of your choices inside of the Fast Start Guide. It's the 48-minute webinar from Daniel. You can use that link. That link is more than likely already set up if you chose to have your funnel go to the 48-minute video instead of the 20-minute VSL, the video sales letter, where it's like more of a voiceover. Okay. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please put me in the comments. That's that link here. But please put your affiliate ID at the end. Otherwise, this lands somewhere, right? That's great. They enter in their info. You get a cha-ching on your phone if that's hooked together. You then message Huey or Helga or whoever. And it's also not going to be attached to your ID because, as you can see at the top left here, that has to be your ID. Does that make sense, you guys? Your ID for GFU. Does that make sense? Okay. Because when I go here myself, I'll just walk you through it. When I go here myself, if I go to this video here and I watch this through, and then I'm like, yo, I want to claim a spot, right? See if it'll go through. It says my name at the top. Can you guys see that? Kirsty Snyder, that's me, which means I'm enrolling with Kirsty. Kirsty is going to get the affiliate commission. If you do not use your own affiliate ID at the end here, it will land on who knows who, and you will not get the sale. So make sure to put your affiliate ID at the end of the equal sign. You feel me? And that is for people who are like, hey, can't make it. I'd like to check it out now. I'm ready to take action now. I don't want to wait till Tuesday, that kind of thing. Okay. Here's another thing of what you can say. Say Billy Bob messages and says, do I have to wait till Tuesday? Can't I figure it out now? Can I get started now? Hey, I've seen a lot of your videos. I'd like to get going now. Anything like that, where they're like, yo, I want to take action now. I don't want to wait. Or, well, not or, you can say something like, based on what you just said, you might consider starting before next Tuesday. Say they have a big lofty goal. Say they are ready to take action. Say they've been stalking you for 3 months. Hey, based on you've been around the block with me for 3 months, it might make sense for you to get in now. Do you want access to a previous replay? Or are you ready to enroll now? Something like that. Does that make sense, you guys? Just put the word yes if that makes sense for you, okay? Okay, listen. A moment ago, I said, do not just spam this on, randomly on your Facebook profile. Hey, everyone, get registered. Woohoo. You want to make sure that they sent you proof and they admitted that they want the registration link. So when, say you get a direct message from Margaret, because she just commented, Margaret. If Margaret comments, say she direct messages me on Facebook and says, hey, I saw your video, saw your post. I'd like to get registered. Can I still get in? Something like that. You can send her back the link to get registered because she already asked for it. But people who don't know about it, who are not yet inquiring about it, who do not yet request it, please do not just spam it to them. Make sure that they admit, yep, I want to get registered. Yes, I'm ready for the link. Yep, I want to fill it out now. Something like that. Does that make sense? And the reason you want to do that is because then they can send you proof that they got registered. You could even tell them to, hey, as soon as you're registered, I'll add you to my roster. Please take a screenshot of your registration form. That seems silly, but I kid you not, you guys, I do that every single time I host a webinar by myself or a team webinar or whatever. And it always increases the people who are there, because if they have to take a screenshot, not because they have to, right? You're not saying like, do this or you're in trouble. Take a screenshot so I can add you to my roster. If they take the step to take the screenshot, which takes another, 2 seconds, they send it back to you on Messenger. Hey, I'm registered. You can then respond and say, I've added you to my roster. Can't wait to see you. Talk to you tomorrow. See you in a couple hours, whenever that is. depending when the replay is from there, or not the replay, the live training. You want them to admit that they want the registration link. You don't want to just spam it for who knows who to get it and then they have no attachment to you. Does that make sense, you guys? Any questions on that? Put it in the comments right now if you have a question on anything I just specifically said. Let me know. Okay. Added you to my roster once they're registered. Okay. The day of, you're going to want, if it's the day of, say Billy Bob says, "Hey, David, just saw your video. Do you still have spots for the training? Oh, hey, is it tonight? Hey, I just barely saw your video. It's happening tonight. It's Tuesday, whatever." The day of, as soon as they register, "Hey, yeah, you want to register now? Yep, send me the link. Okay, getourfreesystem.com." As soon as they've registered, you can then say, because it's day of, "See you in 5 hours, see you in 15 minutes, see you in 12 hours from now, see you in 3 hours." You know what I'm saying? And then you tie it down. "Can't wait to help you make money at home." Okay. I want to point something out, and this is something that I really enjoy. When I think of roster, I think of sports, right? I think of if I were to audition for a musical and I'm on the cast list, that's a roster. That is, I could look up the Denver Nuggets and there'd be a roster of the players, right? You want to have your own roster so that you can follow up effectively. You can know their name when they're there and they comment and say, "Oh, I'm from Australia." You can be like, "Hey, Billy Bob, thanks for attending. Great to see you here." There's a lot of engagement purposes for them wanting to be there, wanting to stay, and being acknowledged. Okay. The point of a roster also in your content and in tying down in a direct message or a text, "I've added you to my roster," is because then they feel important. As if literally, and you could do it this way, depends how you have it organized, but you could literally have it be where you're writing people down. Billy Bob on TikTok, user blah, blah, blah on TikTok, Cindy on Facebook, and have their first and last name or whatever it is, because you want to be able to follow up with them right after, assuming that they're there. Because if you're following the formula for they're admitting they want the link, they said they got registered, they took a screenshot, whatever, they should be there, right? Does that make sense, guys? You want to be able to keep track of your leads. Someone who gets registered, someone who's added to your roster, you want to keep track of that. Why? Because it's direct impact for who you want to work with and how you can help them enroll. And then they can be involved with something like this later. They can be on the next team webinar with their own leads. You feel me? Engagement right before. So this is day of. This is, February 27th, an hour, 10 minutes before, whatever works best for you. "Hey, Billy Bob, see you in 10 minutes. Hey, Billy Bob, are you inside the waiting room yet?" Why do you ask something like that? Is that silly? Why would I suggest asking something like that? Say it's like, 15, 10, 20 minutes before, 5 minutes before. "Hey, Billy Bob, are you in the waiting room yet?" Why would I ask that? Why? Because I'm assuming this sale. I could say, "Hey, are you on?" Or I can just assume they're freaking on and they're already in the waiting room because it's a couple minutes before. So I'm totally assuming the sale. I think that they're there. And then when they say, "No, I'm barely hopping on," cool. They just admitted they're barely getting on. Or, "Oh, whoops, I forgot about it. Hurry up. It's going to be taken." You know what I mean? Are you in the waiting room already? You're already in the waiting room? "Hey, are you in yet?" Something like that. Because yes, it could be a reminder of like, "Hey, see you in 10 minutes." But again, asking a question, "Hey, I'm just hopping on the Zoom now." Say you're like 6 minutes beforehand or something. "Hopping on the Zoom now. Are you there already?" They could read it however they want, but you're asking a question. So what happens? They are in the mood to respond because that's the preface that you've set. That's the first impression you have. You're asking questions. You want to have a conversation, not just have it be like a dot, dot, dot. Smiley face. Who cares? Huh. You know what I mean? During the webinar tips. So say you have Billy Bob. He just said, "Yep, I'm in the waiting room. Can't wait." Whatever. Okay. You're not going to have every single person attend. You're also not gonna have every single person engage with you. But I will tell you, the more you can be the squeaky wheel getting the grease, the more impacted the person's gonna be, the more important they're gonna feel. Okay? That's really, really important. You want them to feel good. So, for example, tonight I keep using David, Cindy, I've used Huey, Marcelino. Okay. I can literally see you guys on Zoom. So I keep using your name. And guess what? That makes a person feel appreciated, even if I've never met them before. So when you've already engaged with Billy Bob and he just admitted that he's there, or let's say he doesn't text you back and now you're like, oh crap, I wonder if he's attending. Oh man. Ooh. But then you see his name. Hey, Billy Bob, so excited that you're here. Why? Because when comments are happening, whether the person asks for engagement or not, the person who's hosting, if you go comment and you say, holy crap, Albert, I'm so glad that you're here. Holy cow, Helga, thank you for attending. I can't wait to see if this is for you. When you do that, although you're not saying their name, when you type their name and you acknowledge them, it's impactful. Does that make sense? Something that you're excited about, and please hear me when I say this, do not be spammy. Don't regurgitate exactly what was just said and be like, hey, this piece, he. Like, no. Say something like, holy cow, did you hear that? Check in with them in the sense of, let's mute someone real quick. There we go. Check in with them to see if they're paying attention, but not in a way of a dictator, not in a way of a manager, just saying something, you hear something about the vacation voucher that you guys get, right? Say something like, did you hear that? You get up to 3 vacations or whatever, right? Something that includes them, something that was just previously said. And you don't have to do that. If you've got like 50 people who attend, I get you're gonna not be texting 50 people the entire time, or maybe you are if you have it down pat and you're just ready to like fire off, right? Just understand that the acknowledgement, the participation during, the hey, Cindy, I'm glad you're here means something to someone. You feel me? Right here, when we give them the CTA at the end that says something like, get back with the person who invited you here, send them a direct message. Do not give your link on Zoom. You do that, you'll be kicked out. Okay. We'll delete your comment, we'll remove you from it, and then you'll be embarrassed. And we just don't want that. Okay. So let's say Billy Bob has been participating the entire time. You know that he's on, you sent him a text, he's excited about the vacation or whatever. And when our expert says, get back with the person who invited you here, here's the CTA, close out, see you guys, whatever. Don't do anything on Zoom that's like, oh, this person messaged me. Oh, if you want to get started, message me. Bleh. Like, don't be spammy, Kathy. Okay. Direct message them after, however you've been chatting, text, direct message, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And just quickly say something. Can't wait to chat because it just barely ended. Like you're seconds after it ended. It's not you all of a sudden quickly being like, are you going to get started? You can wait 5, 10, 7 minutes. You can have them respond back after you say something like, can't wait to chat, heart, smiley face, whatever. Okay. If you don't do that right after, you can just get to the point, right? Hey, stoked to help you get rocking. How can I help you get started? Great having you on tonight. I'm saying, can't wait to chat. If you're like literally to the punch, you've got 7 people there and you send off 7 text messages as soon as we wrap up, you could quickly send a message like that or bypass this altogether and just go to, hey, Billy Bob, stoked to get you rocking. How can I help you get started? Hey, Helga, great having you on tonight. What questions can I answer for you now? Don't say, do you have any questions? Get that out of your freaking mouth. Why? Because do you have any questions is like telling the preschool class to go to the bathroom. No one does. Does anyone need to go to the bathroom? No one's going to raise their hand. But when you say, we're going to have a bathroom break now all the 4-year-olds want to go to the bathroom, right? You have to assume the sale. What questions can I answer for you now? Okay. Depending the lead, that's a really good question because if they've had questions up to that point, say they text you something during the webinar, whatever, you want to be there to help them. But you saying something like, do you have any questions? You're not customer service. Posture up, put those big girl panties on. You're in authority positioning. What questions can I answer for you now? I want it to be where you're so confident in asking something like that, or any of these here. Okay. 3 more examples. I want you to be more confident, so confident in asking something like that, that their response when you say something like, what time are you opting in? Their response back is, can you send me your enrollment link? Just think about that for a sec. You making your $450 within 12 days, you making your $1,100 within 12 days. You guys commented 10 grand, 7,000, $3,000, whatever, for you to make that. How would it feel if when you ask that question, the response you get from your 7 leads, your 30 leads, whatever it is, they're like, can you send me your enrollment link? Oh my heck, yes! You'd be so excited. So start gaining that confidence now. Start doing that now. Be in that vibration now. Don't wait for the result. Create the result by being that first. You feel me? Quick recap. When sending it to people, especially on a place like TikTok where it's not just click and go, right? Please capitalize the beginning letter of each word so it's easily readable, remembered, and spelled. Okay. If they can just click and go, that's not incredibly important, but it's also memorable and you're a brand, right? So make it something that they remember. Okay. Don't comment back with the link. I don't care if you post a video and you have 100 comments. Make them direct message you. Do not post, here's the registration in the comment section. Why? Because if Fred over here sees that comment, never interacts with you, just goes and gets registered, he doesn't know to contact you. He doesn't even remember you. There's no attachment. There's no impact. There's no direct relationship. Fred's just going to enroll with like who knows what. You know what I'm saying? The CTA is to have them text you directly. It's to have them direct message you. Sure, you could say, drop me a comment. But then in the comment, when you reply back, it should be, if you're serious about getting on my roster, if you're serious about attending and getting a spot, if you want in on this live training, message me. Blah, blah, here's my number. Or message me now, whatever it is. Click my Facebook profile and send a message. You know what I'm saying? You want to have the one-to-one connection. Does that make sense, guys? And Melissa, ask your question in a second again. I'll just wrap up here and then I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A. So ask your question again here in just a second. Have them admit and send a picture of their registration so you can add them to your roster. No, you don't have to actually say, take a screenshot and send me a picture. I got to make sure you're really registered. If you feel awkward asking that, you're not going to get to your 1,100, 5,000, 700, however big goal within 12 days. You need to be confident in asking something like that. But remember why? Because when you cherry pick someone who takes that one extra step, they're a more serious lead. So if your video says something like, comment if you want in, comment if you want to get registered, and they comment, they did exactly what you said. And now you're like, crap, I'm not supposed to comment back the registration link. What do I do? They go take one more step. They comment, they did your call to action, and then they see your reply. Direct message me, text me if you want the registration link. I only have 12 more spots. I blah, blah, blah. They then go text you. They took one more step. They're more serious than the person who just like, info. What do you mean info? I literally said comment. I literally said message me, right? It's a higher quality lead if they have to take an extra step. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. And then last but not least, short form video, like when you actually click this link that is in yellow, okay, it's a hyperlink. You're going to have, I don't even know how many, a dozen or so videos, non-speaking and speaking, for people getting registered, for the replay afterward, for engagement posts, okay, these 3 black ones, engagement posts, like on your personal profile on Facebook, in a Instagram story, whatever else. These 3 right here are the ones typed out, okay? They're typed out. These are just examples. Please understand that these ones typed out, if you were to post it on your Facebook profile, you can also turn these types of language, what you're seeing here, into a short form video too. You're not limited. Please edit and change as you see fit. Okay. These ones, it doesn't look like are there yet, but these ones that are still uploading are non-speaking videos. They just have, text on screen. Yes, I was, being goofy today and danced. No, you do not have to be like, I'm not a good dancer. I can't clone that. Okay, get over yourself. Type at the computer. Be cooking dinner. Be tossing a ball. I mean, literally do anything except dance if you want to. Okay. But the important piece for the non speaking videos is what the text on screen says. Is it easily readable? If it's a 10-second video, is it going to be a paragraph long? No, it's going to be chunked out so that people can see exactly what they want to read and why they'd want to engage with you, why they'd want to actually do the call to action or text you or whatever it is. Okay. Um, this one, for example, I don't know if it'll play. Let me see. That's a lot of excitement. Okay. That's me though. If you're a person who wouldn't like jump to the phone like that, don't do that. Please understand that what is happening is like a movie trailer, and that's how short form videos work. Do you have to be animated? Do you have to do exactly? No. Please understand the concept and put the umbrella of what's happening for how you clone things. Does that make sense? Let me know. Okay. So this link here that Albert's dropped so graciously a couple times, I'm going to copy it here again so you guys have it. And yes, for those on the replay, you have access to this right under the video. Okay. Let me unshare. Okay. So we have 5 or 6 minutes now. Let me know what questions you guys have. Don't take yourself off mute. Just comment, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Anything that we talked about tonight that you have a question on, please drop it in the comments now. We've got a couple more minutes here. Okay. Ben says, can you please repeat where you will put this form? I must have missed it when you mentioned it. Are you talking about the document I shared? Oh, haha, you did. There you go again, Ben. Let's see. Melissa says, to get them into our funnel, do you suggest we have them go to the domain first and then being like, I'll text you the registration link soon? If you have a current, Billy Bob, Melissa, for example, Billy Bob sees your workwithmelissa.com tonight that's already attached to your 20-minute video or your 48-minute video that we have, right? You get that lead in real time, billybobsmith@gmail.com. You text Billy Bob. You'll still ask if he's watched the overview. You can still follow the DM for me like normal. Say Billy Bob's like, I just really need a lot more information. Hey, I have a lot of questions. What about this? What about that? You'll know when you should and could say, I'm actually teaching next week, next Tuesday night. Do you want to get registered and come to that? You could lead with that if you want. It really just depends on you and how you want to do it. Does that make sense? Is that helpful, Melissa? Let me know. Haley says, when the replay is available, how do we get our affiliate link for this? So that is actually, that Haley will be, where is it? Oh my gosh, where'd I put it? That will be under the section for a replay. We don't have the replay yet, so obviously there's nothing to copy and paste, but it will look like this one here. It will look like this with your affiliate link at the end. You'll have to put in your affiliate link. You can hook it to a domain. You can purchase another domain, whatever. It will look similar to this, but because we don't have the replay yet, obviously it's not there. It'll be under this section here, Wednesday morning next week, the 28th. Make sense? Let me know if that's helpful. Okay, did I miss any questions? Do you guys have any other thoughts? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, so as a recap, we're doing a team webinar next week. You can get registered yourself at getourfreesystem.com. If it's beyond the 27th, beyond the 28th, getourfreesystem.com will probably change. So eventually that domain will not be applicable, obviously, but you can purchase either another domain or you can have a current domain of yours go to the replay come Wednesday morning when we have the replay out. It will be attached to your affiliate link if you put your affiliate ID at the end of that webinar link that will be in this document. We'll also be announcing the replay and how to put the URL together and stuff in the Facebook group. So if you don't have Facebook notifications turned on, you really ought to turn them on so you're in proximity for all of that communication. Okay. Um, the team webinar is specific for someone else to do the selling and telling for you, to have a person, a lead of yours, current or, a month ago, 2 hours ago, one you find tomorrow, whoever, to attend live, and they want to get involved. But the only way to have them get involved is if they know that you're there for them, that you're attached to them. So when the call to action at the end is get back with the person who invited you here, they're like, who do I talk to? No, they should know, okay, it's Alicia because I was literally messaging her an hour ago, right? You want to track it by not spamming it, but by having them admit that they want to get registered. Okay. Teachable Tuesday is typically like 90% of the time just for active paying members of the funnel team with GFU as the fulfillment company. But because of influx for what this is and how it works, we're doing a team webinar so we can do the selling and telling for you, and you're just in charge of getting your leads there. Okay. So get registered right now at getourfreesystem.com. Have that link be for your leads. Understand with confidence, be confident in asking for the sale afterward, in following up about the replay, in cloning the content that is proven to work. It's just a matter of you actually following the formula and system in place for what you see and how you can mimic it and how you can follow the recipe for what it is. Does that make sense? Any other questions for what we talked about tonight? I'll stay on for a few more seconds here. Let me know. And as always, in that document that you guys have, I'll drop it one more time. Go collaborate on Teachable Tuesday thread inside the Facebook group. We'd love to hear from you for something that you learned tonight. And then be sure to make sure that you get yourself registered, obviously. But even more than that, get your leads there. We want to be able to close sales for you on your behalf, but we can't do it for you. You have to actually do the system of what we talked about tonight as well. Make sense? Okay. Replay will be available here within the next probably like 30 or 40 minutes at teachabletuesdayreplays.com. Please watch the replay. Please use the document, and we'll see you in the Facebook group in just a sec. Thanks, guys.